Hello everyone, welcome to the Artifun podcast. Today we're going to be discussing the state of affairs in the artifact community along with doing some exclusive card analysis on the 288 cards that currently reside in the Call to Arms set. For those that are unaware, the open beta is going to be going live on November 19th. Pre-orders have gone live, and don't worry guys, you did not waste your money. People who are pre-ordering the game will not get access to the open beta. Thank God, am I right? You're trying to learn the game with your friends from r/artifact or the Discord. We do not want the trash of just general Steam users getting into the game at that point.
Yeah, when you spend $200 on a beta code from PAX on eBay and hundreds of hours in TTS learning to play, you don't want all those perks.
You deserve it more than they do.
Yeah.
You deserve it more than they do.
Let's look at the most newly dropped hero, which is Tinker. He's a black hero with 7 attack, no armor, 5 health. And then his signature card is March of the Machines, which is 5 mana improvement that for 3 turns it will deal. It's basically like conflagration that works on towers, but it's only three rounds.
I do feel like Tinker specifically, even though he comes with essentially 3 free conflagrations, excellent improvement, is not so much of a combo player as somebody like Bounty Hunter is. You're getting 3 free conflagrations in a black deck. That's excellent. But to be completely honest, Bounty Hunter is always necessary if you're going for a econ deck. For my own personal opinion, obviously, if you find him in draft, you're getting 3 free conflagrations for the price of 1 card. However, in constructed, even if you're building a mono black, it's not worth your time.
I think I might have to agree with you. Like, okay, in constructed, I wouldn't run him, to be completely honest.
No.
But he is one of the best drafting heroes. If you see Tinker when you're drafting, he's pretty much insta-pick,
Yeah, pull
you know?
him. Yeah.
Okay, so another black card we can look at real quick is Keenfolk Turret. It's a 4 cost improvement that has an active with a 1 round cooldown that lets you deal 2 piercing damage to a unit.
I remember when I first got the closed beta, when Valve personally emailed me and congratulated me on my excellent work in the artifact community and bestowed upon me the closed beta. That was such a great day for me. I'm glad I was finally being recognized. Remember,
yeah, I was so happy the day I got into the closed beta and was finally able to play the game. And I even had all the cards available.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to
we
pay
don't
for
even
any
have
of
to
the
pay for the
or
cards.
draft.
That's true. Yeah.
It's all free.
Trying to take down red heroes mid to late game with the armor is almost impossible, so this seems like it would be a very good constructed choice. To be completely honest, it's not. This game...
Really?
Yeah, to be honest, this card in particular seems like it's strong, but it's 4 mana to be able to place, isn't it? With most improvement cards, this is a 4 mana card, so you're not going to be able to do prep phase properly. And on top of that, I find that the check of the card specifically is not necessarily something that I would want. You know, you can try and put on your lanes low, but look, there are other cards that are more efficient with your mana. You don't want any floating mana in this specific case, or in any case. So to be completely honest, if you were to get this card, if you were to pull it in an actual pack, which is something I'm not going to have to go through because Valve picked me to be in the closed beta, I think this is great in draft. If you find this in draft, it's great. Constructed, I wouldn't. It's not in any of my decks.
Yeah, and it's a really good point you brought up with prepping with improvements the first round when you only have 3 mana.
Yeah.
Because since this is 4 mana and draft games usually last a little bit longer, we call that extra few rounds in draft Crundle rounds.
A few weeks ago, Anger, the person who's been working with me on Artifun, was at a thrift store in Norway and looking through the VHS tapes when she stumbled upon one labeled Property of Charlie, Dragon Research, and then next to that stamped Property of Ice Frog. Obviously, being a gigantic Dota 2 lore fan, she bought it, thinking maybe it had some kind of connection with Dota 2. The following is a short clip from this VHS tape where Ice Frog may have taken the lore of Dota from.
I don't know which button. Hi, my name's Charlie, and today I'm gonna make a video about dragons. Right now I'm getting my PhD in species of dragons. I'm about halfway through the program, and I'm just gonna show you what I found in my research recently. Okay, so the first species of dragon that I was looked into with an Iceman's dragon. Sorry, I have dermatitis. This is the Iceman dragon called Doug. And Doug is like an old fart, and because she's the oldest one there is. So this is a picture I drew to depict the Iceman dragon, and I used Sharpies, and my mom's gonna hang it on the fridge after this. Doug has a passion for reading and writing, so what Doug does is goes and she travels the world to find inspirations for her novels or whatever, and that's how she finds story ideas. So that's all I got to say about Doug. So yeah, that's my drawing. Another Iceman is Loop, and Loop actually merged with Jimbo the Knight, and now they're two souls in one body. And this is my drawing of Jimbo the Knight. I did this this morning, and it happened when they wanted to kill the Icemans. Their souls got mixed together when the Knight wanted to fight the Iceman, but then he felt bad because he was so old. That their blood got all mixed together, and Jimbo merged with Doug, and he then fought many other dragons and became very powerful. And his armors are made of dragon parts, which I don't think's good, but that's just what he does. So this is Jimbo the Knight, and I'm really excited about it. This is a really good drawing, and yeah, I'm gonna move on to Bobby. Bobby was also half possessed by dragons, but they were all his deceased ancestors from the Mask Land. That's his land before it got exploded. And then he had to leave because his dad kicked him out, or his dad was gonna kill him, so that's why. This is a picture of him, and I hope you enjoy it.
What's popping, gamers? Deck Dr. Angry here. We have 3 sick patients today that need surgery. First, we're gonna do the blue-green one. I will say what it takes to fix this up and make it actually playable, because honestly, just on first glance, this looks awful. This looks illegal. You should not be allowed to play such a fucking... So you see here, he has 63 out of 40 cards. This should not be allowed. You should be banned from the game if you ever do this. You should never go over 40 cards. Why the fuck do you have a creep hero in your constructed deck? The problem is though, Jamoy doesn't accomplish anything for you. First thing we're gonna do is remove Jamoy. I think we can shrink that down to Venomancer versus Ogre. Also, we could maybe swap out Omni Knight for a Lycan, or an Enchantress, or a Treant Protector. You don't have Salamane's Favor. Why do you not have Salamane's Favor if that's Relentless Zombie does not make the cut, Bellow is trash, Woolmarder does not make the cut, you do not have Annihilate. What the fuck is this? You don't, and especially not Satyr Magician. We can get that shit out of here. See, we almost got a Diagnosis. Roseleaf Rejuvenator, get that shit out of my fucking face. Incarnation of Salamane. You do not have any of the spells that is part of the combo with Salamane. So what the fuck is this bitch doing in this deck? You do not have enough card draw to actually get use out of. Bolt of Damocles, get that shit out of my fucking face. That's noob symptom number 1. If anybody puts that in their constructed deck, they're a fucking noob. You don't have Rebel Decoy in this deck? You had Juke, but you didn't have Rebel Decoy. What the fuck? Now we only need to check the items. Barbed Mail, get rid of that. Blade of the Vigil, no. Blink, yes. No, 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 no. No, no. Maybe. Relentless Zombie. It's a blue 2-mana creep that has a play effect which gives the Relentless Zombie a death shield.
Those, of course, are known as Fireline rounds. This is obviously a case where this card has a very specific purpose, yet that purpose, one of the strongest things you could do in the entire game, causing a fire lane round. You don't want to be playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive with an auto sniper. You don't want to be playing Modern Warfare 2 with an RPG. You do not want to be playing Artifact in the big leagues with a card that produces a very dependable death shield. In draft, obviously pick it because the other opponent's going to pick it. But in constructed, if you're caught using Death Shield, you're not going to be able to show your face on the Discord server. Come on.
This card is actually quite infamous in constructed because people are just too embarrassed to play it, you know? Even if you put this in a fire line round, including this in your constructed deck just to block one fire line lane, but for draft, I'm very happy to see it. So
well,
to have the
obstruction capabilities of certain heroes in draft are insane. You don't want to be able to have an obstruction hero in the opposing lane. If you have an obstruction hero in at least like lane 2 or 3, the fishing lanes, you're not going to be able to pull a fire lane round without any kind of death shields. If you're in constructed, obstruction heroes are far less common because you're not putting all the resources onto that single good hero that you pulled out of draft. It's just not fair.
And sometimes it can even get a little bit cosmagnetic.
That's a very rare situation even for draft. If a cosmagnetic situation does occur, then yeah, Death Shield is going to keep your fire lane capabilities up in check. But to be completely honest, obstruction heroes are the main concern of draft.
Yeah,
and this card is very, very valuable in those specific situations. Thanks for sending it over. My name is Tyler McVicker. This is Valve News Network, and welcome to the Artifun interview piece for this week. Today I'm joined by a very special guest all the way out from Bellevue, Washington. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Brandon Reinhardt. I'm the project lead of Artifact.
Okay, well, thank you very much for coming out. I know it was a little difficult getting out here all the way to Ohio into the Artifun studio, but I appreciate you coming out. So, first question being, with Valve's first foray into the card game genre, however, the original idea that they're just trying to follow the success of Hearthstone has been explained away quite a bit by you and the rest of the development team. I guess the major question, though, is through all of the different types of card games that are out there, yours is the only one that is paid. Why was the decision made to make it paid? You okay? Okay, we'll move on. With Artifacts being in development, does this take away from any possibility of a shooter or a traditional genre or any kind of Valve IP making a comeback in the near future? Am I doing something wrong?
Well, at Valve, the culture's been shifting over the past couple weeks, and we want to be more open and communicative with our customers and journalists, but we do want to try to monetize that approach. So to do so, we're instituting question coupons. So for $5, you can purchase 5 coupons, each of which can be redeemed to get a question answered.
Okay. I need to pay more for the specific questions.
Yes, but they are artifact themed.
So you're not going to answer a question unless I pay for these. With the shifting cultures at Valve, does this mean that the public can expect a shifting management strategy, a shifting development strategy? Are we going to be seeing more efficient releasing type of a Valve?
Yes.
What were you working on before Artifact?
We were working on providing regular updates for TF2.
So wait, TF2, Artifact took away from TF2's updates?
Yes.
So aside from the marketplace, is there ever going to be player-to-player trading with the cards?
No.
So I'm on my last card, and you're telling me, once I ask you one more question, I owe you another $5 to continue this interview? Huh. Okay. Yeah, we're done. Okay.
Next up, we have Black Blue Deck. First of all, let's look at the count. Okay, 40 out of 40, 9 out of 9. That's great, that's fantastic. Good job. Second of all, what the fuck is this and this? Why would you put fucking creep heroes in your constructed fucking deck? So we get rid of those, and then let's see, what is it you tried to do? What is it you're trying to accomplish with it? Necrophos, Skywrath Mage, and Ogre. So it's maybe, what is it you even want to accomplish with this deck, man? I can't think of what this possibly, what do you possibly want to do? Is it even a control deck? What even is this? Have you just taken every single trash card in the game and put them into one deck? The only thing I like is Ogre, Gank. We definitely, why do you not have Gank in this deck? You don't have Annihilation, you don't run the best blue card in the game. I'm sorry, this deck is just unfixable. We're gonna have to do this. It's gonna have to. So yeah, we're gonna go through items, get this shit out, get this shit out, get this shit out. Stonehold Cloak I can agree with. We maybe even want 3. We're gonna start with 2 and see. No, I'm sorry, but this is gonna be the exact same item deck as the previous one. Gank. It's a black spell, costs 4 mana, and you can play it in any lane.
Gank, on the other hand, costs 4. It can be played at any lane, which is nice to have that kind of flexibility, but to be completely honest, unless you're building a mono black deck, there are a lot of cards that do the same job.
The damage isn't a problem for black, it's the health, because they are usually quite squishy, with no armor, like you said, and low health. So when you gank, you actually sometimes kill your own hero too.
Well, that can happen
Whereas
with duel
red.
as well. That can happen with duel.
Yeah,
You
that
have to be
they can survive.
kind of a slunky player if you're going to be using duel and killing one of your... Yeah, I'm sorry, moving on.
For that reason, if I want to do something like what Gank does in Constructed, I'd rather just do Duel in Legion Commander, you know? But in Draft, you're not gonna reliably get Duels. You're not gonna reliably at all get Legion Commander. So if you see Gank in Draft, you...
Okay, but specifically for Gank, I agree with your idea that Gank is excellent in Draft because, I mean... And it's very rare in Draft that you're building a mono deck of any kind. For Draft, you should really pull Gank if you're playing Draft. But for Constructed, it's like you can pick Legion Commander as your hero. But it seems like there's a lot less in terms of, you know, Pentalope potential if you're actually trying to build a mono color deck. Versus if you have the ability to be able to build, you know, 2-color, maybe even a 3-color, which is the new trend.
What's really strong in Draft is flash decks. So, you know, with Gank and Duel and cards like that, when you want to just flash your opponent, but it doesn't really work in Constructed. You have to draft it.
Flash decks really work in Draft because you can't predict no one can predict what you're going to end up getting. In Constructed, a flash deck is not going to have much value because you're going to be countered almost every single time.
Yeah.
The meta right now, essentially in Constructed, beats out almost every single flash deck because that was only an issue for like a week.
Yeah, until people figured out Barnacle.
Yeah, but I don't know. My final say is that Gank is really good for Draft, obviously. Your cross-lane potential in Draft is fucking insane with Gank. It's very difficult to be able to properly draw enough cards to build an entire cross-lane deck. However, if you're building with black heroes, that's essentially what you want to be doing. You're going to end up with a Cosmagnetic stat boost on one of your red heroes. If you try and go Econ Rec with black-green, it's just too rare. You can't plan the deck that you're going to get. That's what ends up with the fucking Cosmagnetic type situation. You look at the people in the closed beta, these people have been playing the game for like months, and some of the people in the tournament yesterday were drafting insanely globy decks, and it's like, no fucking wonder you lost. Axe is Cosmagnetic right now, and your privilege is like on the other side of the lane.
Why don't we take Axe next?
Okay, well,
even though we have already talked about him in our art analysis podcast.
Well, yeah, okay, so shout outs to the other podcast that Anger and I do, the art analysis podcast, which is different from this one.
Lastly, we have a red-green deck. You have 3 red heroes, yet none of them are the tier 1 red heroes. You have 2 green ones, neither of them are the best green hero, and besides you have 2 fucking creep heroes. So that's the first thing we're gonna fix. We're also gonna, even though Sven, I see what you're trying to do, but I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to remove him. He's just not Constructed level. You have Avernus Blessing and not Mist of Avernus? Are you kidding me? I mean, I assume you are because you're running fucking green red, but even the most brain-dead red player knows that Mist of Avernus is just so much better and potentially the best card in the game.